35 on the best scoring team. I mean, what the hell are we gonna do? We can't even. You see how long, bro? You see how long it takes for us just to get like 2 touchdowns,
I
right?
swear.
Oh man,
You guys are blinking your eye to be 23 at
bro.
halftime.
I mean, defense really got to step up, but wow.
Jake Elliott missed how many field goals? Was it one
We'll,
or two?
we'll talk about it.
Okay, I was gonna say because
We'll definitely talk about
I
it.
forgot to shit talk you guys in the chat after that.
No, you're honestly, it was well deserved. Yo, it was good, De. We are back on time and we are ready to go. Oh Lord, so last week we picked up, left off. I can't speak. So we had the Ravens and Bills, Chiefs and Texans. Then we had the Eagles and Rams, and then the Commanders and Lions.
Yeah.
And wow, have my bracket has definitely. I'm not doing March Madness. I'm just letting you know.
No. Brackets are not our thing this year.
Like,
yeah,
every pick I've made this playoff done.
No,
like,
yeah.
Like it started wild card with the Chargers and the Texans. I was like, yeah,
can't do it now.
Nah, I can't do this no more. And DE said Ronnie looking like a salty Notre Dame fan.
This is what's on the sweater. I could have cared less.
Yo, shout out Ryan Day, man, because
yeah,
that was definitely so.
We'll talk. We can kick it off with that game, I guess.
So real quick, my only question of the day,
the poll,
is that it's actually a Q&A because I wanted the chat and everybody else who come in to make their own like Super Bowl prediction. But basically, which AFC and NFC team would you like to see in the Super Bowl? So everyone can really just predict their own Super Bowl. I'm going to go with the script. It's not what I want to see because truly if it would be a Bills Eagles in my opinion. But
for storylines, fan bases, there's a lot of good that could come out of that.
But since the NFL does not want to see the Bills, and I don't even know if they want to see the Commanders.
I don't think they do. No, they want to see the Chiefs and the Eagles again.
I don't even. And then guess who's going to lose in the Super Bowl again due to the script? I don't even. It's. Like,
I don't even want to be in a 10-mile vicinity of you or Devin if that what happens when they lose again.
I think because last time we took a hiatus because of holidays and sickness, I might have to take a perm hiatus.
Might not see us anymore. It's possible.
But without further ado, appreciate y'all stopping by the pod. And honestly, let's get into it. Yo, what is good, Miles? DE said if Eagles versus Chiefs, I'm not watching. Fair enough. I mean, I get it. We already saw it the first time. We already know who won. I know no one really want to see Philly in the Super Bowl. So
yeah, I think America's Super Bowl would be like Buffalo and Washington.
Yes.
Because they're like the teams that Washington hasn't won in 30 years.
Right.
Yeah, that's what people want to see. Right. But
they want to see teams that haven't been.
Yeah, they want to see something fresh. So.
And then if we go in the Super Bowl, they're like, "Well, Eagles are just gonna."
It's a whole thing.
I already know where this is going, so I am not mad at y'all for not wanting Philly in the Super Bowl. I get it. I said playoffs. I'm stupid. It's 7. What are you talking about? I'm trying to. All right, here we go. So honestly. The Gators playing basketball right now. That's actually the game I'm trying to put on right now. Believe it or not. Okay, here we go.
Try that one. Okay.
Yeah, that was the game I was actually trying to put on. All right, here we go. All right. And then DE said, I guess the Bible did affect the Catholic Church, fellas. Yeah, it was their day of reckoning. Oh man,
whoa.
That may have been a cheesy line. Now we might actually get sniped off there.
That's
oh god. Yeah, we'll definitely get into all that, man. All right. So honestly, fellas, let's kick it off. Let's kick it off with the college national championship.
Yeah.
We both went with Ohio State.
Yes.
That was a more than a convincing win. We were talking about it in the group chat. I was definitely saying that, all right, it's not going to be like Oregon, where Ohio State definitely comes out and just blows them out the first quarter.
Yeah.
But it was... Well,
to preference it to start off with, too, there was not a lot of hype around this game nationally.
Mm-hmm.
And I think people have chalked it up to the format of the playoffs. it's gone on a little bit longer this year.
Mm,
Someone said New Year's Day, put the national championship on New Year's Day. I don't hate that idea.
I wouldn't
Everyone's
either.
off work. I mean,
Right.
New Year's Eve, you could party, drink, whatever. Wake up the next day, national championships on.
Hmm.
I don't hate that idea. I think they do need to change it next year because it felt flat, the presentation and everything.
I agree.
But yeah, that was I almost turned the game off, admittedly, at halftime.
So this may sound, I can't say that word on. I probably could, but I don't want to. Um, would this be dumb to move the Super Bowl to a Saturday? I know it's always a Sunday holiday, but just for the sake of people not having to take off work the next
I
day.
almost would say we could move this. Well, the Super Bowl starts at what 6:20 or 6:30 every year, and
Mm,
you could even move it to like 3, but then it doesn't feel as. I think
hey,
it has to be a nighttime thing, but
right.
Saturday would make sense.
Saturday. I mean,
And
because
it's the same thing with the Natty. It's on a
right,
Monday.
right. I
Probably should
mean,
move that thing to a Saturday.
because again, everyone's getting off work. Uh, some people may actually still be working, so
Yeah.
they won't really get to see the game. But it's that was just more of a fever dream from what I was
Well,
coming
I
from.
mean, it's hard to say because obviously college football is notoriously known Saturday wise. So I think if you put it on a Saturday, that'd be a good step.
Hmm.
But yeah, with the Super Bowl, I mean, people have complained about that for a long time. This is like not a new conversation, but I don't
Hmm.
think they're going to change it.
Okay. Honestly, this is the first time I've ever
Well, I
enforced
remember
it.
like when I would work and there'd be the casuals, like back at like, the dealership or whatever, they'd be like, yeah, I don't understand.
Yeah.
It's on a Sunday at nighttime and like all this stuff. I'm like, oh, it's been like that, man. Like,
Right.
I mean, I've seen like casuals that'll bring it up,
Right.
but I don't think it's going to change.
Man, I used to miss so many playoff games working, like the games that were on like
Oh,
Saturday. And so
yeah.
when I used to close at like Publix,
Oh, I
dudes
never
were
thought of
talking
that.
about it,
Yeah.
and I'm just like watching the score. I'm like, I wish I could be at home right now.
Oh, I
I'm
never thought of that.
yeah,
I've always tried to purposely not have weekend hours. Like I get stuck on Saturday sometimes, but I like to keep that for football on Sundays. If I can
exactly,
find a job that's closed on Sundays, then we're good.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So Miles said, "Screw Ohio State." DE said, "You root for the Jags, Miles. Nobody cares."
They needed to cheer today because,
he,
well, they
he
could cheer or question
he
it.
said, "No, they're actually cheering because he said we finally fired Blake
Bulky.
Bulky."
Yeah.
Oh, no
Now
wonder why.
here's my question to Miles, not to get too skewed, but like what took so long? Because they fired Peterson and then they gave him like the okay, well we're gonna keep him, and then a couple months later they're like, or weeks later they're like, well no one wants to coach this team because
I,
of him.
I think DE hit the nail right on the head in the comment with the poverty franchise.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's why it
they
took so
lost like
long.
the whole coaching cycle because they wanted to stick with their GM that no one wanted to work
Right.
under. But we'll
Yeah,
talk about that.
yeah. That Lord, I every time I try to rationalize that franchise, it just gives me brain rot and I can't speak, bro. I don't know. I genuinely don't know what to make of that.
It's not good.
Uh,
But to not necessarily close up the talk about it, but to continue with the
mhm,
national championship, really good game. Like I said, it ended up being close. Credit to Notre Dame for getting back in it because it looked like they were starting to fade.
mhm.
You watched the whole game?
Here and there.
Okay. Did you see the decision to go for the field goal towards the end?
I missed that
They
part.
were down by 16,
Uh huh.
and it was like 4th and 3 on like the 30.
Hmm.
And they decided to kick a field goal. They missed the field goal. So instead of going for the touchdown in that situation, they went for the field goal to try to cut the lead down.
Hmm.
Missed it. Not a great look in hindsight. It didn't really matter anyway because they ended up,
Losing.
losing. But yeah, no, Ryan Day, I think, has redeemed himself. If Ohio State fans can comment, I think a national championship gets you there.
Hmm.
But yeah, they were calling for his head 3-4 months ago. This
And
dude's up on a pedestal. I mean,
yeah. Oh yeah.
shout out to him.
Let's see. Miles said, after all the coaches are gone, I hate this franchise. And then D said the jack offs, a little more like it. Yeah. Honestly, just sum up everything. You hit the nail right on the head. I don't have anything to add or to co-sign. So
Yeah.
with that being said, while I was working, I saw a little bit of the mock draft.
Yeah, now it's definitely mock draft season, at least college wise.
Yeah. So this is what I just pulled up on CBS. This is not entirely
Yeah.
true. So The Raiders have the number one pick, correct? Or the
No,
Titans?
Titans. This is what is this? This would probably be a trade then.
Oh, okay, so apparently the Raiders. Okay, yeah. Let
Yeah, see that
me.
screws it up.
Yeah. Okay.
I like the mock draft to just keep it the way it is. I
Right.
mean, yeah, people are probably going to trade.
Yeah, because I was about to mess up this whole mock draft. Okay, let me get a better.
Is there an ESPN one you don't have to pay for? Because
Uh,
like the Mel Kiper ones are usually like the more.
I see a Sports Illustrated one, but I don't even know if that's official. We'll see. Okay. Yeah, this is basically just on par. These ads out my face. So we have the Titans, of course, have the number one pick. And before I get into it, DE said, "Fellas, I'm gonna go into the unknown of Ohio State campus Sunday for the celebration. It's about to be 30 degrees.
Ooh,
Bundle up and definitely
good luck. Yeah,
yo, send us some flicks, bro, and some videos.
yeah,
See how it
definitely.
is. Yeah, because I have not seen that campus at all. My mom's seen that campus
Oh
like
yeah.
the '90s, early 2000s. So yeah. All right. So with the Tennessee Titans, they have the first round pick. They're actually looking to. I mean, they have a bunch of needs, but you, they're looking to get a quarterback. You think they should get either Ward or Sanders?
The problem with the quarterbacks this year is that like, and you'll probably hear it like 20 times before the draft from now, but
Mm.
like, they're not like generationally like franchise changing. Like none of the like neither one of them are Jaden Daniels. They're not as highly touted as Caleb was or Drake May. I mean, they're okay, but like last year, for example, like Bo Nix, like all those quarterbacks that went, they probably would have gone like 15, 20. They would have been like middle first round. So I did see something today. I think Adam Schefter said that they were thinking maybe like Travis Hunter at one, just like best player available. Because I think Cam Ward's going to go before Shador, but like I wouldn't take either one of them at one.
I mean, so if I'm the Titans at this situation, obviously you need a quarterback. The Will Levis project is over.
Yeah.
Now, whose fault is that? Both parties.
Yes.
I, I think teams do horrible jobs at looking for talented quarterbacks, but then again, and I will always use this example because Brady hit it right on the head. These quarterbacks just aren't developed. They're not developed to play the quarterback. They're developed to play football.
Mm-hmm.
So as they come into the league, you can see that they're having issues making that transition unless they have a really good coach like Bo Nix had.
Yeah.
I mean, a
nice setup staff that's stable,
right,
and can handle it.
Right.
Even Jaden Daniels with Dan Quinn, who's been around the block a long time. They have a good foundation.
To that note, they reorganized the entire staff.
Yes.
So now they actually got people who were qualified and legitimate winners to help him succeed.
Well, someone brought up too the point with like Jaden Daniels. Cliff Kingsbury as the offensive coordinator has helped. Someone said that almost Jaden's like a more defined Kyler Murray. He's bigger, he's faster, I think he has more arm power. So Cliff Kingsbury can run what he was trying to run in Arizona, but with a better quarterback.
Correct.
Which I think it was a good situation for him to be in. But like
correct.
The Titans, man, like I don't like. What are you going to throw Cam Ward in there, and what are they supposed to do?
Honestly, I see the Titans like I see Chicago.
Yeah,
it's a GM. You made the right choice to get a coach, but this coach can't really turn a mountain out of a molehill.
Well, then like they fired Vrabel because they thought Vrabel was the issue, and he was arguing with the GM.
And he's getting y'all team like stacked.
Yeah, he's got. I mean, we'll talk about the coaches later because I mean, like even the defensive coordinator. Like,
I saw that earlier too. I was like, "Yo, what the?"
Dan Campbell called him like one of the best linebackers.
Yo, how the hell y'all pull that off?
No, so yeah, we'll get to that later. But the thing is, with like in Tennessee, it's like they're a mess. Their offensive line sucks.
Right.
Levis kept getting killed.
Mm-hmm. Defense.
They have Calvin Ridley, who they're overpaying. He didn't do anything last year. Their defense, yeah, they have Jeffrey Sneed and Jarius. Is it Simmons? No,
yeah,
Jarius Sneed.
Yeah,
Jarius Sneed from Kansas City. The guy last year.
I mean, but that defense is just.
But yeah, they signed a bunch of veterans and nothing worked last year. So I don't think it matters who they take. And it's the same thing when you go down one more team to the Cleveland Browns. That's not anywhere near better. And they're wasting like Myles Garrett's best years.
Yeah,
I mean, they got rid of Amari Cooper.
Yeah.
Jerry Jeudy's coming into his own a little bit, but that's the same thing. What are you going to put Shador in there? What is he supposed to do?
Oh my god!
None of these situations are good. for quarterbacks.
Well,
So
so Miles said, I mean, might as well. And okay, you talked about the Ohio State. It's Ohio State Stadium. I don't know if it's a parade. Yeah, he'll definitely be freezing. But free parking, let's go. That's a dub. You also said breaking news: Joy Taylor been hired as officiating for AFC title to see who's a bigger meat. Yo, that what you said in the chat that day, the Ravens lost.
oh my
Wild.
god,
That's
yeah, that's
heinous.
some of the most outlandish shit you'll ever see, and like that's why I go to Twitter. Like I don't tweet anymore, but I go on there because it's funny.
Right.
Because people just like
Yo, that is crazy.
there were some.
That's a wild
I don't
hashtag.
even know.
That
I
is
can't say it.
crazy.
I can't say, but there was a lot of Mark Andrews slander.
And then DE also said, but y'all think Drake May is the answer, LOL. I respect Vrabel pickup, but the Patriots won't make a difference.
Well, I mean, no one will know if Drake May's the answer if he's throwing the fucking ball to Kayshawn Booty. I mean, jeez,
Yeah,
like,
y'all need some wide receivers.
and I know, De, if he had the opportunity to take Drake May for free on that Steelers team.
Oh no, he gonna ride with his boy Fields. No, he ride with Fields.
Because I know that. I mean, you can put Drake May on like any of those teams.
I mean, hey, worst case scenario, Skylar Thompson's that third string.
That's a heinous offense to do that as a GM.
Worst case scenario, bro. Exactly. He said, "No, I'm riding with Fields." I didn't even need to look. I didn't even need to look. I already know.
He had with the TO. That's my quarterback.
I already knew he was going with Fields. Bro told us at like the beginning of the season.
It's
bro
Fields.
told us when they put Russ in. Bro told us once they lost the playoffs.
Oh god.
That man don't mess with no other quarterback but Fields, bro. Oh man.
Oh shit.
I get it though. I mean, you got to ride with your quarterback, but I mean, damn.
I do respect that though. I mean, it's not. I mean, Fields is not a bum. He's better than Russ, but
yeah.
Shout out to yeah.
He said, and he also just said, trade for DK Metcalf. That's my advice. My thing is, who's going to get that man the ball consistently? You can't even get it to George Pickens, and that's not even like talking bad about your team. It's just I don't even know how the offense is constructed anymore. To be honest with you,
I mean, I don't know. That's the thing too. Is like some of these teams need receivers, but like for example, I'll even take it back to the Patriots. Like, yeah, they need a receiver, but like they're not good enough to go deep next year. So like, is DK going to be mad because he's on like a average team? Like they need a wide receiver one, but like you can't get Tyreek Hill. He's going to be mad because they suck. George Pickens would be. I mean, there's like so many players. Like they want to win now, but they also want to get the ball. It's just a whole mess. Dude.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And he said, "I know what I'm doing." That's what I know what I'm doing. What receiver? He said, "Oh, I said George Pickens. Oh, what was he? I got you. Second on the mock draft, as you said before, with the Cleveland Browns, they need a lot of people. But as you said, quarterback won't really help the situation. They need wide receivers. In my opinion, yeah, they need offensive line, wide receivers, and edge. I think they should have traded Myles Garrett last season once they moved Amari Cooper.
It is not too late, but it's going to be too late in like 2 years.
If they want to get something decent, I'd say their value is literally over this offseason.
Yeah, I agree.
You don't want GP anymore. I get it. So you would just bring DK in. I still feel like you would just have the same issue of is he going to get the ball consistently because he's going to have to share the wealth. But no, I understand. Third on the list is actually the New York Giants, and that's where they actually have Sanders projected to go to the Giants. So now they finally got off of Danny Dimes or Daniel Mid stinking up the quarterback spot. Instead of keeping their franchise quarterback or running back, ship him off, then and then you draft a wide receiver last season when you obviously needed a quarterback. So they don't
None of it makes a lick of sense.
They don't know what the hell they're doing. And then now all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay, maybe we should get a quarterback.
It's like the worst season. They should have just stepped up to the plate. There were 3 quarterbacks available last year in the draft. They should have been like, hey, we're just gonna like go all in and let's just trade up and get Jaden Daniels, or let's just trade up with the Patriots and get Drake May, because like this quarterback class is just not gonna do it. You think Shador Sanders is gonna get him to like anything meaningful in like the next year?
Anything Jaden Daniels is doing right now? Hell no.
It sucks too for these quarterbacks. That's going to be the standard.
Yeah,
he set the standard.
Yeah,
he really did.
Joe Burrow. What was it? His third.
Well, he tore his ACL when he was a rookie, and then he went to the Super Bowl in year 3, I think.
And then same thing with Hurts.
And
then trying to think who else.
Well, Mahomes went what in 19? No, 20.
Didn't Cam do the same thing when he was?
Cam might have been year 4.
Okay.
Because they went, I think, in 2015. I think he got drafted in 11. So that might have been
okay.
year 4.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So DE said you want GP straight up for that first rounder, Ronnie LMAO, because I know who I want, and I don't know if he'll be at 21.
I'll give him the second round pick, which is kind of like a first round pick because it's the first pick. Or well, no, it's high second, but. Yeah, I'll throw like 2 second-round picks for Pickens, and then he's gonna cry by week 2. Vrabel's gonna freaking.
He's gonna cry as soon as he get in there.
Vrabel's gonna throw him off the top of Gillette Stadium.
Bro don't even need a snap for him to start acting up.
I'm not even sure. I mean, maybe if you put him on the Chiefs, he would be happy. But then he probably wouldn't get the ball.
Hell no.
So I don't even know where I don't know where you're supposed to put him to be happy.
Kelsey not even gonna. Kelsey get most of the passes. You got D-Hop out there, and you got Xavier.
D-Hop hasn't even played a lot of snaps since he's been there either, because they just really don't. There's just a lot going on. They got Worthy, and then they got Pacheco, who takes up.
Bro, Smith-Schuster's still getting the ball. Like, what the fuck?
And the big 2025?
Like, bro's still catching touchdown passes out here. Like, come on, bro.
Corvette.
Right.
Back on TikTok.
Oh, I'm sick.
I do like that he stopped making TikToks when he got to New England, and then he's making them again.
Yo, don't even get me started on TikTok right
now.
It's
back.
So he said a second and a fourth this year. He's asking. So
I would do it for that.
Okay.
I would do it for that.
Damn, we got a trade on the pod?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get the GMs together. Let's collaborate.
We got a trade on the pod. That's hilarious. So then, since you're fourth, y'all are, how do you even say this name? McMillan?
Oh, Tet McMillan, yeah. It's like Tatoria, I mean, he's a receiver. We need a receiver, but it's probably not my pick. Is Abdul Carter still on the board by this point, or do they have him going somewhere?
Yeah, nah. Travis Hunter would go to the Jags.
I don't think the Patriots would pass on him if he was there at 4.
Hey, Miles, would y'all draft Travis Hunter at this point? I mean, I'm gonna be real. I could see. He said anyone accepting hope from their team because I don't think mine got it.
Who's that, Miles?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't really know what positive words I can give.
Oh, Abdul Carter goes to the Browns.
Oh, see, yeah. So he's like the best comp I can give him, not just because he's an edge from Penn State, but it's Micah Parsons. He plays a lot like him. He's a little smaller, but like
that dude's smaller than Parsons.
A little bit. Like I think probably like what Micah's probably what.
So he's Abdul, he's 6'3", 252.
Micah's bigger than that though, isn't he?
So probably like both.
It might be. I think they were talking about frame, but they did put him up side by side, and Micah's wide. He looks like a door.
Oh yeah,
he's big.
Yeah, he's a freaking
he's huge.
Bro's literally a Hall of Fame.
So maybe it's as simple as him just growing into the frame and get him in the weight room. But
yeah, bro's a fridge.
Yeah.
The Raiders will get Will Johnson, cornerback at Michigan. The Jets would get Mason Graham, defensive lineman from Michigan as well. Carolina would draft Jalen Walker, linebacker from Georgia. The Saints would get Luther Burden III, wide receiver from Missouri.
That doesn't make any. Why would they draft a receiver? I mean, they have Olave, but they need a lot too. There's a lot of these teams that need stuff. Oh my God.
Mean, no disrespect to Bro, but he can barely stay on the field because someone keeps throwing him hospital passes.
Someone does not like him.
I do not like that man. Why does he always throw somebody a hospital ball?
And then he gets up there and like preaches like
right.
I don't know what he preaches, but he seems like a really like nice, like small town preacher. Like I would trust him to like.
He's literally all right. All
I
right,
would like get up there and be like, "Oh, hey, Mr. Carr, how you doing?" Like I
bro.
trust him, but I don't like him. I don't know how to describe it.
Oh my
He's
gosh.
just yeah, I don't get it.
Oh, so running back's name from boy.
Genty,
Thank
yeah.
you. He said that D said that he deserved that award. Screw Hunter. How much for Micah instead of or Mika instead of GP? Yo,
Oh,
I think bro is fractured goods at this point.
Fitzpatrick,
Yeah, only
probably.
because of his injury history.
Yeah,
I mean,
there was a time when that man
yeah, when he was
was.
in his prime, yeah, he was balling.
I'm afraid to say he's out of his prime because he is still somewhat young. He's on the better side of 30.
I'm gonna be real at this point. The only Iron Man out there is really TJ Watt, and sometimes he
Yeah,
even gets
he
hurt.
gets hurt and then somehow comes back before you would think he should.
Right. Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
one season, bro, was
Yeah,
supposed to be on how long he came back?
yeah.
Yo, these dudes are not human.
They're not human when they want to be not human. Some of them, Tua.
Oh yeah. Oh god.
Tua with the hip.
Oh
Yeah.
man. Yeah. The Bears would get Will Campbell, offensive tackle from LSU. The 49ers would get Mikael Williams from Georgia. Oh no. Austin
Oh,
Gentry would go to the
a lot of people have
Cowboys.
said that Genty would go to the Cowboys.
Oh no. I'd see any of these teams. I would see the Bears drafting him before. I mean, because yeah,
What DeAndre and
I mean,
yeah, you could run two.
I get it, and then I mean the Saints because I mean Kamara is on his last leg.
Yeah.
I mean Carolina would also need a running back too because
They have Chuba.
I mean I mean at this point, if you're really looking to build an offense behind Bryce Young at this point,
Yeah.
get him a running back.
Yeah. If Genty could turn into even like a half of what Derrick Henry's been, something like that.
I mean the Raiders. Ugh, I wouldn't want him going to the Raiders.
No.
The Jags, I mean, I think they have a running back. New England at this point, even though
Yeah,
y'all
we
need
need pretty much
something.
every position besides
I
quarterback.
mean, hell, the Giants. I would see the Giants trading up twice to get two people before the Cowboys get that man.
Well, because the Cowboys, they had Dowdle that came on, and he's been good. So, I mean, I don't know. They need O-line help. They need a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
They won't get a quarterback, but they need one.
I'm gonna see who Philly would have. I bet you everything that they would end up picking up a linebacker, cornerback,
I would see that.
or a edge rusher. Oh, the Steelers are expected to get
Ibuka?
yeah. Mecca Ibuka.
Yeah.
And then seeing who Philly would pick, yo.
Damn you.
Oh my
That's what
God.
happens when you win, I guess.
Okay, so Mike Green, edge from Marshall. Okay, as I
okay.
said before. Oh, that's who DE wants? Yeah, I figured.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he said it too.
Yeah.
He said it too a few times. All right, so honestly, we will keep up with the tracker from for the mock draft. I saw it today, so I was like, okay, we definitely should cover that. But he also said that I doubt they would pick him up. So maybe
we'll see.
We'll definitely see. But honestly, the only thing I saw from basketball is that the Jazz got like a bunch of draft picks. No, I think they got like
the Danny Ainge special. It was the oh god, it was who was it between the Jazz and the Thunder?
No.
Oh, the Jazz and the Suns.
Okay, yes, thank you.
So Phoenix traded their unprotected 2031 first round pick, which does not seem like a good idea.
Yeah,
they are an aging team.
Yeah, I didn't understand that, so I was just like, okay, well, they're not stacking chips like the Thunder were when they had like every first round unprotected pick.
Yeah, so to me, that didn't make a lot of sense. The Jazz, I think, traded 3 or 4 picks to Phoenix, but they were all like protected. So I don't know. Yeah, because I mean that could be the first overall pick, and it could be someone like crazy generational. I don't know. That trade was weird to me, but I guess Danny Ainge was trying to cook something.
Well, typical Phoenix behavior, but other than that, honestly, bro, let's get into football. There's
Right
been
into
a
it.
lot
Yes.
of coaching hires. Y'all in particular. So the Titans say that they will not pass on the first pick of a generational talented player. As we stated before, whoever they pick will not save this franchise.
No. That wordage though does make me feel like a Travis Hunter because to me Cam Ward and Shador Sanders are not generational. So I think if they're looking for like the best talented player to just put on the team, I would feel like Travis Hunter would be the pick there.
But does he still play both sides of the ball in the pros?
I think they're gonna limit it. I
don't think that's long.
I think he would be a better fit to play cornerback, and then you would throw him in the offense with like special packages. Like
right.
You could run sweeps with him. You could run, I don't know, screens with him, different things. But.
So like when Dion got to the league, he just went straight to corner.
Yeah, which I mean that's what I think they're gonna do. And like I said, they could trot him out there in different situations, but I don't think he's gonna be able to keep that up. And I wouldn't if I'm drafting someone that high. I'm not gonna do that to them because they're gonna break down a lot quicker than someone That's like a running back shelf life almost.
Oh, 100%.
That's like 28, 29. You're already starting to check out.
Oh, yeah.
So.
You're short. Yeah. You're like by like 2 seasons, like per season.
Yeah. First injury and done.
It's a wrap.
Yeah.
And, the Jags parted ways with Trent Baalke after 4 seasons of mid to below average.
Didn't do much at all.
Ben Johnson has been introduced as the Bears head coach, says Caleb Williams played a large component into decision.
You can't make this up. I was seeing like the replies to the hire.
Yeah.
Like one person was like, damn, he reminds me of McVay. Like he's like an offensive like mastermind. Mm-hmm. And then like 3 comments later it was like, damn, he reminds me of Adam Gase. I was like, oh my God, this is going to go really well.
Oh,
I was like, no one can make up their damn mind. I was like, is he Adam Gase or is he Sean McVay?
Adam Gase, I haven't heard that name in forever.
He did give me and I mean this in the most endearing way, but he gives me like offensive football nerd vibes. Like I don't know if he's going to bond with the players in the correct way, but like he definitely seems smart. He just seems like he's really locked in. But
I mean, for that Lions team, for the stuff that they were running, it was mad creative, and they were really ballsy to go for half.
Oh, they were. They went to. And I think I almost wonder if like Ben Johnson worked so well there because Dan Campbell was like the smash mouth, who was really leading that team? Was it Dan Campbell or was it the coordinators? Is it like obviously? Because you could be smart, but like if you're not a good motivator of like grown men, then it's not going to get you as far as it would.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I don't want to say it's a bad hire. I mean, he was going to get picked up. The dude's a genius, but yeah, the interview I definitely gave it like McVay or like Adam Gase. And I'm like, well, I guess we'll find out.
Seeing what was done in Detroit, I feel like the Chicago has a lot to look forward to offensively. My thing is, I just don't think this is really going to save this team.
I don't think it is.
I think this team is beyond cursed to the point where it does not matter who you put there. It's just another scapegoat and another person in there to just take blame for when everything goes left.
I don't see this setting them over the edge. It's especially too because like Caleb, like he had a good rookie season. But, like, Jaden Daniels had a much better rookie season. But, like, if he doesn't get Caleb performing to, like, generational level in the next 2 or 3 years, then they're going to say that he's a failure. So, you're right. I don't think it's going to save him.
Well, it'll definitely help. It'll definitely help Caleb. I think will prove that, okay, we went, like, this is the reason why we got this quarterback.
Yeah.
Number 1 pick. Down the line, I feel like he'll be more of the blame. He'll be the fall guy.
Yeah.
Well, we brought in this OC who was very intelligent. Saw what he did in Detroit. Why is it not working here?
Yeah.
I think it's just going to be a Chicago thing.
It's going to be, It's going to have that Chicago vibe. I wouldn't be surprised if next offseason the first thing is we fire the GM.
And check this out. It gets even better because now the Jets went out and got Aaron Glenn.
They did.
Will this help this franchise?
It's like
it's a step in the right direction.
It's like a flashback. It's a rookie defensive coordinator,
right?
Well, a rookie head coach that's a defensive coordinator, like they did with Saleh from San Francisco, I want to throw the shade in there. They're hiring the defensive coordinator that just got absolutely stomped at home by Jaden Daniels.
And got lit up by them Vikings that got lit up by them Rams.
Yeah, I'm just throwing it out there. I mean, he just had both of those coordinators had the worst performance of their season in the biggest game of the year. So I'm not saying it's the sign of things to come, but
I don't think it's fair that we could hang on to like their past two games with this.
no, I had to throw that. I had
no,
to
no,
yeah, no. Ben Johnson, good luck. No, Aaron Glenn was
no 100%. No, I understand.
I mean, I think it's the same thing though. It's like all these teams they have that vibe about them where you're just like,
right.
Is he going to succeed in New York? I mean, is this going to Aaron Rodgers if he comes back? Does he really want a defensive coordinator as his head? I mean, I don't know. I just
that's
if he comes back, yeah.
And that's a good question too. And then Brandon said Dan Quinn did the same thing last season though. That is correct.
Yeah.
That is true.
That's a good point.
That is true. Speaking of more coaching, Raiders expected to hire Buccaneers assistant GM John Spytek as their new general manager. Is this a good step for the Raiders? A good small step in the right direction?
It is. I do believe that their home run was Ben Johnson, and it didn't work. I think Brady and ownership wanted him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's why they were keeping that GM spot open because they were hoping that he would come in and then he would, want his own guy in there. But they're kind of, I mean, there's not a lot of coaches out there right now that are moving. I mean, I'm seeing Pete Carroll's name get brought up, but I just don't think that's a step in the right direction.
So let me ask you this, because I know I saw this about probably like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Your man Bill never officially signed the contract at North Carolina. Stated he verbally agreed but never signed.
So that came up, but his 24-year-old girlfriend
doubled down
on Instagram and was like, yeah.
So she was just being the PR, but let's keep it a buck. Brady said something about getting Bill out there in Las Vegas. Do you think that's possible, or is that more so just...
I think the conversation definitely was had. I think he did reach out to him.
Right.
Here's my only thing right now is I think it was like the first thought I had was, does Belichick really want Brady to be his boss? Like that relationship, I know they're on like good terms now, but that relationship towards the end definitely soured.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how well that would work with like Brady being the higher up and then Belichick being the step below.
Right.
I don't know if he would answer well to Brady, but I don't think there's any steam behind it. I think Belichick's already recruiting kids and everything like that. I don't think he would dip on them at this point.
So. Gotcha. Okay. Well, I think we should just get this out the way. And before we do, DE said, shout out to the city of New Orleans for streets freezing so cold, people playing hockey in the streets.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm kind of mad we didn't get snow.
Well, technically we did.
We did, yeah.
Northern Florida.
As a state we did, but
the Panhandle is getting snowed in right now.
I mean, crazy. In the time I've been alive, I've never...
Yeah, saw snow in Florida.
Well, yeah, never seen it stick here. Yeah. I mean, obviously I've seen snow, but like never...
Yeah.
No, never thought it would accumulate on cars and stuff like that. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Definitely. Jalen Hurts he participated in walkthroughs today for his knee injury that he suffered against the Rams where he got sacked.
That had the potential to be...
something
funky.
Oh yeah,
you're not supposed to bet that way, but
yeah. So we'll definitely get into that when we talk about
the game itself.
Yeah. Let's see, because I know we have more. I know we have other. Oh no, that was it. Oh, okay. So Patriots expected to hire former assistant Josh McDaniels as new OC. They're basically getting the band back together.
I know, which it's like 50-50. People are like, let's move on and like, bring new people in. But some people are like, I mean, he's been a part of every Super Bowl that's happened in New England.
Right.
He was like a assistant to an assistant in the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was the OC for obviously forever. But I think I said it in the chat. I was like, he got Mac Jones to a Pro Bowl his rookie year. He had Kendrick Bourne at like 850 receiving yards.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he got a lot out of Cam Newton when there was nothing left out of Cam. I mean,
Right.
he's had good years. The dude's smart, so I have no problem with it at all. And
Mm-hmm.
then the defensive coordinator hire from Detroit. I mean, I think the staff's looking pretty good so far. So
Yeah. A lot better than last
a
year.
lot better than last year. It's like I don't
Much
even know. I
better.
don't even want to say it this way, but like it felt like those like it was like a JV
Yeah.
coaching staff
Oh,
last year.
100%.
This is like the varsity
Yeah.
experience, hard
Yep.
nosed. The defensive coordinator we have now says he likes violent football players. That I mean that word alone, I'm like, okay, cool, let's go, bring it in.
That's crazy.
That's I mean,
I forgot who. I think it was Christian Wilkinson who said that they didn't like how Vic Fangio's style of coaching for the
yeah,
Dolphins, and then look what they're
exactly.
doing in Philly.
That's not for everyone. It's really not. Yeah. So
He said Miles said it snowed in Pensacola today. Yeah,
damn.
yeah, they're getting hammered.
Yeah.
And I saw it too because they were like, "Oh yeah, there's like a huge front just about to just." I think it was all the way from like Texas and then just southeast,
sweeping over.
and then I was like, "Oh shoot!" And they were like, "Oh yeah, some of Florida's gonna catch it too." I was like, "Damn, everybody catching wreck."
And I think the roads I think are iced by like the Panhandle into Georgia and everything in Alabama, which is crazy because no one's prepared for that.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
not at all. And speaking of head coaching, Kevin O'Connell agrees to a multi-year contract extension after the season he just had. So,
yeah, I mean,
they got to the playoffs, lost in the wild card. I think this is just typical Vikings.
he's definitely not a bad coach. I wouldn't let him walk. So I mean,
oh yeah, no, yeah,
might as well lock it up.
I mean, if you're constantly getting to the playoffs, I mean, at that point,
yeah. I mean, you don't want it to be like, I don't want to say like a Tomlin syndrome where it's like they get to the playoffs every year but then lose. Like you do want to get past that, but he's only been coaching them for 3 years or so. So I mean, yeah, I don't see an issue with it. Good for him.
Right. Interesting take. Cowboys interviewing OC Brian Schottenheimer as head coaching position.
Shout out to his dad, Marty.
Ooh.
Remember Marty back in the day?
Marty shot.
He was like Philip Rivers head coach.
Oh, for
San Diego.
Where with Norv Turner?
Yes.
Nice. Okay.
Back when Gates was in his prime. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That offense was nasty.
Yeah, that was when you look back on paper. Yeah, you forget about that. It was
man.
prime Vincent Jackson.
R.I.P.
Yeah, R.I.P.
Jeez.
LT out there. That's crazy.
Okay, so we'll definitely talk about the Zay Flowers when we address the games.
Yeah.
I think the Texans would have had a better job if they had their wide receivers.
Yeah.
We'll definitely talk about that. I just want to get all of the head coaching stuff out of the way. I believe that is it. And then the Panhandle of Florida, yeah, they're getting
snowed.
It might be the end times. Oh yeah, Florida's getting snow. Yeah, you already know.
Yeah.
So real quick, I think before we get into the games, Cooper Kupp has a lot of good football left, but he is unsure if it's with the Rams. That's out of my control. So
that was a quote. Yeah.
There were reports earlier this season that he was supposed to be traded.
Yeah, they were shopping him. I think Kansas City was talking for a little bit, I think.
I don't know if it was just more so they were just trying to see what they could get in return, or if this is more so them really looking towards the future and parting ways.
I don't know. I mean, I know he was coming back from injury this year, but he was quiet. Puka's taken over for sure is the one. I would trade him sooner rather than later. If it's like a second round, third round pick, I don't know what you get, but
so it's a definite. This is the done deal. Like, just get Coop out of here.
I would say, yeah. At this point, I mean, they're gonna have to turn. Like I remember we talked about last week. I said they kind of didn't really go into a rebuild.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of had like a down year.
Right.
Donald retired, then they got like Jared Verse, and they bolstered the defense in the draft, and then they got right back to the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
But Stafford, he was kind of mumbling about like I still got football left in me, but I just lost. I got to think it over. So this whole team's gonna have to get overhauled again. So I'd get Cooper out of there. I'd get whenever Stafford's ready, but then you just rock with Kyron Williams and Puka and go from there.
I think my thing is now that a lot of these generational talents are just hard to find. I mean, Coop might not be a generational talent, but for the amount of production he was, it was similar like Mike Wallace or Mike Thomas.
Yeah,
Shout out Mike Wallace.
yeah. Shout out to Mike Wallace.
With the Steelers, but it's similar like once Mike Thomas retired from the Saints, you saw that team was just not the same.
Yeah, 100%.
So I feel like with LA, if you just keep them and then bring in more talent, it's sort of like what Robert Woods is doing now with the Texans. You got a savvy vet who's an option. Now he's not really your fourth, fifth option, but
he's not what he was. Yeah,
but if you need a first down or to move the sticks, he'll keep the ball moving and he'll keep some offense.
He's still, he hangs around.
So
I agree with that too. I mean, I'm trying to think what is
because I don't think they're looking to get a wide receiver in the draft. I'm not sure who's going to be up in free agency right now that they're going to be willing to pay.
That would like transform the team,
right? Yeah. And if they get anybody, it's going to have to really be more so a complementary piece to the offense. No one right now is really sticking out unless they get T. Higgins, and I think he's committed that he's going to stay in Cincinnati.
Yeah, because I mean, I remember I was telling you the Patriots rumbling and stuff, but I don't think he leaves Cincinnati. Right. I think if he did go somewhere, I feel like Washington would probably give him a bag or something crazy. I don't see him leaving that situation.
Right. So for me right now, I would just say keep Coop, let him just build and grow with Puka. I mean, if we're battling injuries, then so be it. But I'm gonna be real. I don't really see them getting a lot of value back just because of he's had 2 consecutive seasons.
Yeah, because I mean, these stats. Obviously, 2021 was the almost 2,000-yard receiving year. That was his offensive player of the year.
And then look at the next 2 seasons.
2022, 812 yards on 75 receptions, 59 receptions for 737, 2023. And then this year was 67 receptions for 710 yards.
And most of that has been injury related.
Yeah. So
I mean, to me, I would just you're not gonna like if you're wanting to get the value out of him. I
think if someone called and offered a first, which wouldn't happen, I would take it.
The Rams would have to give more than what the other team is willing to trade for him. For it to be like, okay, we'll take him, but we'll need a little bit more.
There's just not much left, and he'll be 32 before the season starts. With his kind of route running and stuff like that as a slot guy, I mean, you need to be durable. The injury history and the age just doesn't really warrant anything crazy, like you said.
So DE said, remember when Ohio State receiver made the greatest catch in Super Bowl history? Maybe the Steelers should draft more Ohio State receivers. That's a good point. Maybe, but my thing is, y'all, the wide receivers would be complimentary to you guys. I think you guys really need to figure out your quarterback. No disrespect to Fields. I don't like for your team to shine. Y'all need to get the ball to the wide receivers constantly, in my opinion.
I agree.
I mean, because we already know you're a good running team. Well, surprisingly with their running back, but
yeah,
that is still too. I'll never figure out that conundrum, but I don't think it's for me to figure out.
No.
He said, well, we're definitely not paying Najee. Right.
Yeah.
So y'all definitely going to draft a running back because I don't think there's going to be any good running backs in the free agency this season.
No one comes to mind. Not like last year with Derrick Henry when he was there.
Judkins? Oh, y'all would draft him?
I think that's the Ohio State running back.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Pittsburgh Buckeyes. He did say this last week.
Get them all in there.
All right. So now we can talk about the games. So quick recap. Good Lord. The Washington Commanders beat Detroit 45-31.
Just a shootout.
It was a shootout.
We did call it.
So, to recap that game real quick, I think Goff had that concussion.
I think he did.
I'm not gonna lie. Because that
Yeah.
man, because I know there's been games where he threw. What was it? The game against. What was the game that was it against the
Oh,
Titans or the Texans?
I think it was the Texans. What was
Where
it?
they throw? He threw
Four or five?
4 or 5 picks and he
Uh
still
huh.
won the game.
Yeah, yeah. With a
Now,
QBR of like 30 something, if that.
now the only reason why I say that is because that shot that he took and he dribbled his head off the
He
turf,
got
leveled.
Yeah, McLit up.
Bro got leveled so bad, his body.
They would have probably had this like little platform that like a sniper could stand on the edge of the stadium,
Yes.
and probably would have taken out the guy that did that to Mahomes.
Oh, 100%.
But like, I guess
100%.
golf doesn't matter.
Oh, no.
I looked at the hit, and like my first thought wasn't like, oh, throw the flag, but also I was like, damn, that probably warrants
Yeah.
unnecessary roughness.
I mean, the replay looked brutal, bro. Like, it's not funny, but bro, dribble.
I mean, head up and
like neck just tilted back, dribble, and then his whole body just bounced. Like it was a crazy knockdown. So did it? He was cleared.
Yeah,
he was cleared. But I don't know. Was it the over aggressiveness in the offense to force something? Was he forcing something?
there was. I mean, well, I also don't want to throw Ben Johnson under the bus here, but like, I don't know the whole story, but Jamison Williams throwing an interception.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
What are we doing on that play when you guys are playing this bad? He's trying to get something. Imagine he's trying to cook up something, but like, I don't know if he told Jamison if they were trying to run some like sweep or they were trying to run something and he wasn't supposed to throw it. But if he was supposed to throw it, first off, there was like double coverage over there, and that's just a stupid play.
I don't think he saw the double coverage.
I don't think he did because he's not a quarterback.
Right,
they shouldn't have even run that play.
Honestly, by the time he got the hand the ball and he was already looking, I think he was
like, committed to it.
Yeah,
that was a stupid play call.
And I'm pretty sure they go over that stuff too. Like if your first option isn't there, but that was the entire play. Yeah. So
that they scouted it well. Washington did, and
I mean,
just bad throw. Bad idea.
At that point, I'm like, if I see your double cover, I'll just throw it out of bounds and be like, "Hey, you're
call it a day. Just wipe your hands and move."
But I get it too because they had that end around play with Teddy Bridgewater and it worked.
And it got to
so I understand it's like it's a double-edged sword. We live or die by the trick plays, but
I 100% knew that Teddy was on the team.
Yeah.
But tell me why I was just waiting for Hendon Hooker to walk out, and then like I saw Teddy Bridgewater, and I was like, oh. The high school football coach?
No, for real.
Yeah, I know.
No, I was like, hold on.
Isn't he the high school football coach? Yeah.
I was like, oh my God. I literally looked at my phone when it said they signed Teddy Bridgewater to a contract. I was like, didn't he just win a chip?
He got a state championship and then was like, I got more business to
I
handle.
was like, yeah, I was like, all right, I'll see y'all. Like, hold on, what? Yeah, that honestly, that threw me for a loop.
Honestly, though, I mean, the turnovers from Detroit was like literally what killed them because like the way that Washington was playing is like you could not make a mistake in that game.
No, they were playing stout.
Yeah, you could if you made a mistake, you paid for it, and they paid for it every time.
And then I don't want to say it wasn't injuries on the defense for the Lions. I think at that point it was just they just got outplayed.
They did, yeah. Like, yeah, okay. Their whole, I mean, they had a lot of people on IR.
Right.
They've been going through it.
I mean, they got this far. They got to the divisional.
Yeah, they did. And I mean, by all accounts, they probably should have beaten Washington. But
right.
Washington's like got this mystique about them right now. I'm like, that's why you guys. We'll talk about it in a second.
Oh yeah.
Good luck.
We'll talk about it. No, for real, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
He said the Washington curse. Oh, the Washington curse about to go in effect on Sunday.
There might be there's something going on.
We'll definitely see, and then because honestly, if Washington wins, then Buffalo wins. The two most cursed teams. I think so. The curse is lifted.
The curse is lifted. Something's in the air.
Lil B somewhere. He not even. Yeah, Lil B curse don't even work.
No, anymore. It's over. The base Scott curse.
It's a wrap.
Yeah.
And then going on the other side, when we had LA versus Philly. Now, as I said before, we played this team every season since the Super Bowl, and we dogged this team. Was I worried? No, but wow. Did we play horrible?
Again?
I told you. The only time I said that the only reason why we are in this position is literally because of Saquon.
It is.
If we did not have Saquon, this team
because if you guys would have had Saquon last year, you probably would have been in the same spot.
No, we would have lost 6 straight, and then we would have lost to who we played.
Tampa last year.
If we would have been on that same bull.
Oh yeah.
We probably would have lost to Green Bay.
Oh yeah.
It is crazy. So honestly, my honest recap, non-biased. At first, we were giving Jalen a pass because he came off 2 weeks of not playing due to
Concussion,
head,
rusty. Yeah,
head
that's fine.
a little headache.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, headache.
but now I don't really want to blame it on conditions because we played. I mean, we played in rain. We played like conditions were bad. I'm not really gonna say the snow really affected.
Jalen said rain, sleet, or snow, you guys are ready to go. So,
I
I
think he
mean,
needs.
there's like no excuse.
I genuinely think he needs to stop talking.
Honestly, I liked him a little bit more after that. He seemed a little more energetic. I was like, he's smiling. He's got some like. It kind of was like reminding me of Jameis Winston when he walked out of the tunnel on Thursday.
He,
I'm so blessed to play in this. Kind of gave me that vibe.
Chad, he need to shut the hell up. I'm just gonna say that.
Put a muffle on it. Yeah. Mute that.
So I don't know what it is. I try to present something when we do the pod. In my honest opinion, I can't anymore. I don't know what it is. We forced the ball to AJ Brown, couldn't get him the ball. I think Smitty caught a couple passes. Goddard got the ball. That one play that we had I think it was third down and they ended up getting the safety. If you go back and look,
yeah.
Saquon was wide the hell open. I think we're starting
Who apologized for that? Was that Sirianni apologized for the safety or try to explain it?
I'm going to be real. I don't even listen to that.
I didn't click the link, but Sirianni had something to say about the safety.
So I don't know if it's a coach quarterback disconnect. It seems as though after Vic and Nick Foles, we haven't really had a quarterback and coach that really just see eye to eye. I don't care what the reports say. There's some type of disconnect.
Yes, 100%.
I'm starting to also think that we're starting to see the old Jalen from previous college where they were always questioning his decision making.
Yeah.
I'm starting to, the more I watch these games, the more all of these old reports and all the old stories are really starting
back up.
They're surfacing. And the only time that they're really just being buried is because we're winning. But I'm going to keep it a buck. I think this is who Jalen is as a quarterback. Is he a very good quarterback? Yes. Is he accurate? Yes. I still think he reverts back to the old Jalen that we saw in college, and we were scratching our heads and being like, what the hell is he doing?
Yeah.
And it sums up 3 seasons of what the hell are you doing? You have the running back in the flat. Just throw it right there. But I'm like, no one can be downfield in this condition. They're literally guarding downfield.
Yeah.
They're expecting us to throw it underneath.
Because they know. I mean, it's predictable by this point.
So what's my thoughts going into next week? I'm going to be real. We might get dog walked. I'm not going to. I mean, the defense, if we have Quinion next week, if he comes back, because I think he had a shoulder.
I'll be honest with you. From what I've seen from him, I don't think he's not going to play. I would put money on him playing. He seems like that kind of player already for you guys.
So, yeah. Quinion come back. Obviously, you can tell we're missing both. Again, I said that too right before.
Yeah, N'Kobe and
BG, Brandon Graham. Yeah. We're missing both of them just up the middle because we are getting gutted for a lot of runs that honestly, if either one of them were there.
You don't realize those interior backs. I mean, it really sets the run game is just non-existent. Or the run defense, I mean.
Right, yeah. But then you don't see this type of stuff until the crunch time, and it's like, okay, we definitely miss those guys.
Correct, yeah.
So, I'll be real. Will it be another 45-game performance by Washington? No. It's probably going to be another close game like it was when we were at their crib when it was just a play away. Decision, but it's not going to be it's not going to be a clean game. It's going to be a very ugly game. Offensively, I don't know.
I mean, both of these matchups, I'm extremely excited about as a football fan to watch. They're going to be good to me. They're going to be entertaining. Like the Eagles-Commanders game, it's going to be interesting. I don't think it's going to be any kind of 45-31. I could see 24-20 kind of situation. But um, I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. I mean, like if I was an Eagles fan, I'd be upset if I lost like Sunday for sure. But it wouldn't surprise me if Washington walks in there. I just really depends on. I want. It's hard to say. I don't want to say that Philly's environment's going to be tougher than Detroit, but I do think they have an edge. You guys have an edge in environment. Outside, the fans are going to be a little louder, but
Um, and I'll leave it with this, and then we can talk about AFC. The first meeting that we played, I'm be real. If Washington played better, they would have beat us.
yeah,
The only reason why we hung in there was just because of our defense alone. Vic Fangio got us through that game.
yeah.
And then slowly the offense started in the third quarter. For whatever reason, we're a second half team, so we
Oh
got through
yeah.
that game. And then we all know how the other game went tit for tat. Couldn't make the fourth last stop, and it was decided by a touchdown.
This is definitely, we already brought this up, but like if you guys start slow, it's over.
Yes.
This team is not
Mm-hmm.
on that this year.
Correct.
Washington, foot on the neck, like you're done. So
Belt ass.
yeah, you guys, I don't know. Somehow they have to pull whatever tricks they have out of their bag.
Mm-hmm.
They need to get Kellen Moore, whoever needs to pull them out because they need to get on the board.
Right.
Hand the ball off to Saquon 1,000 times. I don't know, but yeah, they got to get points on the board. Quick.
Agreed. No, agreed. Then we'll talk about obviously the gimme game, the game that we couldn't really get through. The Chiefs versus the Texans. I know you said that you turned the game off.
Yeah, I started. It was close at halftime. The Chiefs. You already just know what it is.
It was the calls.
I'm sorry. I'm just gonna like fall on the sword here. As a Patriots fan, there's no way anyone can sit there and tell me that they hated the Patriots as much as the Chiefs right now. Because the Chiefs have this aura about him, how like they want to be likable. To me, like Brady and the Patriots, it was like they knew their role. They were hated. It was like Darth Vader. It was like Brady's a killer, Belichick's an asshole. Like the cheating thing came out. But this Chiefs team with the referees and all that, it's just so like just nasty.
The play where it was a double sack and that was called as roughing the passer.
Yeah.
No other quarterback right now is getting that call.
And then the flop out of bounds, it didn't get called, but if that would have got called, people would have probably started throwing trash on the field, even though it was in Kansas City. But you know what I mean?
Right.
It's just egregious. Like I can't even describe how idiotic it is.
And it's not even like they're hiding it. It's in plain
It's in plain sight. Absolutely.
It's like they're literally pandering to Mahomes and making sure he's getting all these calls that other quarterbacks are dying to get.
Same thing we said with the Jared Goff hit. He got absolutely cracked, and Mahomes got hit like that.
Oh,
he
yeah.
would have got up and got on his hands and knees and started like fucking throwing up on the referee. Like, give me the flags. He would have grabbed the flag and threw it himself. It's just like it almost feels like an era of entitlement.
Yes.
The longer that this dynasty has gone on.
Agreed. And it's to the point where this team is very unwatchable.
It is.
I genuinely feel pity for any team that plays this team because they're not even going to lose due to being outplayed. The refs are literally just going to force them to lose.
Correct. And there's been dozens of games throughout this whole tenure that have come down to referee calls.
This whole entire season.
Oh, almost. I would say probably half the games this year have had calls that were questionable that could have altered the outcome.
I still remember that Cincinnati Chiefs game.
That PI come on.
And then they did that, I don't know what, 2-3 weeks later, wasn't called. It was the same thing, same play, same exact interaction.
Yep.
Didn't get called.
And they got lucky a couple of times, like the Broncos missed field goal. Same thing. I mean, they just have like this, I don't want to say the word devil, but I mean, there's like a evil magic about them.
Yeah.
Where it just seems like it's like the refs in the back pocket. Goodell loves them. They pander to Swift still, which there's just so much.
That's even unwatchable too because every time that man touches the ball, camera pans right. Like when I'm watching Kansas City, I don't feel like I'm watching football anymore.
No, it feels like it's like a reality show where you're taking clips of the football game and putting them into there. And the thing is, I don't even hate any aspect of that. I'm glad they're happy. They seem like they're genuinely happy. It's on the NFL. It has nothing to do with Taylor Swift.
Correct.
She's dating who she likes, and they love each other. That's great, but it's like controlled by Roger Goodell and the whole upper echelon there, and they're the ones that do it. So throw my anger out towards them
Mm-hmm.
instead. But
I mean, at least Caitlin Clark, she got some love out there.
yeah,
I mean, because she was being shown on there.
yeah.
And then D, you said sent memes to you. Might want to mute if there's another video that's reasonable for air. Okay, let me check real quick. Unless you sent me. Oh heck no! Yeah, I'm gonna lower. Yeah, all right. My volume is muted. Oh, Steez Howard. Oh, y'all were bumping after the after the dub. And then, oh, this is all campus reaction to the Ohio State. No, that's honestly that's valid. Wow. No, police is out there. They had the searchlight. Oh, y'all were banging. Wow, that joint low key looked like a riot. Yeah, that's how they were moving after they had police out there. I think they had like a searchlight. Yeah, they really out there mobbing. Yeah, that's how they. Yeah,
Oh.
and then Steve's. Yeah, they was
Oh
yeah
wow.
Perk
He's got a right to do it.
They was Perk cousins
Like
back
well, yeah.
there. Yeah,
Future 4th round pick.
sheesh.
No.
But going back to the Baltimore Buffalo game, you cannot dial up a game.
I'm gonna break the third wall and look into the camera. Oh my god.
You cannot dial up a game any better than that game. And the sad part about that game is that Lamar did everything he could do, and it still resulted. Oh, they invaded the stadium. Sheesh. Oh yeah, that's why they had. He did everything he could do, and they still lost. And I was just listening to Shannon Sharp and Ocho talk about the game. At some point in time, you're unanimous. You're almost a 3-time MVP in the NFL. You get either to the divisional or the conference, and you can't cash it in. At some point in time, you have to get your foot through that door.
Yeah,
because you can't keep going through this vicious cycle of getting to the divisional, getting to the conference, and just coming up short every time.
Cannot.
I know turnovers were a thing. They stopped running the ball.
They did stop running the ball, and they stopped running the ball with. Well, they stopped running the ball, but then they started throwing the ball, and they had Nose Flowers, which is technically their one.
And us resting Saquon looks
a lot better.
Like 10 times
Zay
smarter.
Flowers, that injury must have been serious.
Yes,
he missed
2
weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks because they missed them during the Baltimore game.
The what is it? The wild card, the Steelers game,
yes.
And then they missed them that game. Yeah.
Now in the divisional, they missed them.
Yeah.
So now they stopped running the ball. They came out in the second half. They started running the ball, got all the way down the field and scored, and then they went away from that.
Yeah.
Why is it that this man almost had 2K yards in rushing, and you stop giving him the ball?
What's the idea behind that? Yeah.
And you're missing your number one wide receiver. Now I get it. This is a rushing team, but why flip the script this late when what your team is known for doing got you this far?
There needs to be more questions than just what we're asking right now too, as far as like what is Baltimore doing wrong? Is it coaching? I mean, I don't want to say it's all Lamar. It's not all Lamar at all. I mean, there were some turnovers, but
D said maybe Lamar's just a peen choking artist. Cough cough. Philip Rivers, Seinfeld voice. What's the deal with Lamar? Listen, man. Like it's to the point where I sit up here and try to figure out words and like questions to ask because I genuinely don't get it. Like your running back was second in the league for rushing, and that's your whole.
You go away from it.
You sign this man for that entire purpose. He changes, like he brings your offense more options. Lamar gets 1,000 yards in rushing.
Yeah, he did for your offense what Saquon did, or he did for their offense what Saquon did for yours. You guys, they brought in 2 running backs that were at the top of their game on bad teams, and they transformed the offense. And then you guys stuck with Saquon for most of the game, but they went away from it.
But then you flip the script, and then you decided to pass the ball, and you only have what? I feel bad for Bateman because he was supposed to be the number 1 wide receiver.
He was.
I don't even know
where he got hurt in this game.
I don't know where the hell he's falling on the depth chart because then Isaiah Likely became the number 1 wide receiver. And he's only a tight end. Imagine when he goes to another team and he's getting the ball the way he's supposed to.
You talking about Likely?
Yeah.
I don't think he's the one that's leaving. I mean, Mark Andrews.
You think Mark Andrews is leaving?
There's just Mark Andrews is different than some of these other players. Like, it's different than like a kicker that misses the game-winning field goal in the playoffs and they release him.
Right.
But like, also he's getting a lot of hate, and people have a short-term memory with how much he's done for that team. And he's been Mr. Reliable for Lamar. And I mean,
100%. He's been
scored the touchdown. He's a touchdown machine. But like, it wouldn't surprise me. I think they move off of one of them, but like, Likely's shown up a lot in some of these games, and I think a lot more than Andrews. So I wouldn't be surprised if Andrews is gone.
Because I think Likely he stretches. Because sometimes I forget he's a tight end because he moves like a wide receiver.
He's a big dude. He can stretch the field. They can do different. I think they can do more with him than they can with Andrews.
Right.
I feel like Andrews is probably a better pass blocker too. Mm-hmm. But
so DE said, "Here, look at it this way, Ronnie. Baltimore fans, y'all can just suck it because y'all don't deserve Lamar, just like the Chiefs don't deserve Mahomes. Mark Andrews doesn't do drugs like Justin Tucker, so."
Oh my God, lots to unpack in there. I really do.
Jeez.
Yeah, I don't know. I do feel bad too for Mark Andrews because, like I said, it's in life and even in like obviously the NFL. It's like, what have you done for me lately? No one remembers when he,
No, that man was balling 1,000-yard receiving yards every season.
Yeah. He's I just looked it up. He's 29. I mean, he's been there since obviously when he was drafted, which was 19 or
he's
2018. Yeah, I mean, the dude he's a professional. He's well liked there. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I mean, 1,300 receiving yards in 2021. Like, that's a big.
So my thing is, it's like, so what do you do with this offense? Because you can't just keep getting receivers because they don't even utilize who they have now besides Andrews and Likely, and then the way that they treat Flowers, they still treat him like a college wide receiver with some of the stuff that they draw up for him. So it's like, do you even bring anybody in at this point? Or what can you do about this offense? Or actually, here's a better question to end all questions. Why can't this team get past a damn divisional round?
They're allergic.
What is it about this team that keeps stinking it up when it matters most? Why do you stop running the damn ball?
Well, I mean, then they get to the conference last year, but they just fell flat in that game too. They just fall flat in these games.
Is this, as we know it, the Baltimore Ravens?
It has to be, because they're also, I'm trying to think of moves that they could do that will be logical or practical or would make sense for them to get past the Chiefs or the Bills, and I don't see it.
Because honestly, and again, this is why I wish that Houston would have played either Baltimore or Buffalo, because I think stat-wise or team-wise, but Baltimore stacks up better defensively against the Chiefs.
I think that game would have been a lot more entertaining than the Texas game. And the way that the Chiefs played in the beginning of that game, I think Baltimore could have come out and taken advantage of that.
Exactly.
So I would have rather have seen that, yeah, for sure.
Because I was literally trying to rattle my brain. Who the hell is on this Chiefs defense besides Chris Jones? And who the hell is stopping Derrick Henry on that Chiefs defense?
Well, especially on the line, yeah, I don't see anyone that was, yeah.
After L'Jarius Sneed, I don't know who the hell's on this team.
Trent McDuffie's in the backfield, but as long as on the on the D line, I mean, no one that would be besides Chris Jones that would comp up to me that would stop Derrick Henry.
Bro, this whole defense is looking like the Browns team last year. Who the hell's on that team besides Matt Stafford? Like this,
we went over that list, and I was
who are these Madden generated players? I don't.
It's the same thing with these teams that are so good, their schemes are so good, and Steve Spagnuolo, like the way they draw it up, you can plug and play anyone.
That's crazy because I don't know anybody on that defense, and these people they're one game to the Super Bowl.
Well, it's the same thing with like the Patriots back in the day. Like they would plug and play on the offense, and
y'all had names.
Well, I mean that the year we had like Brandon Browner and Revis and stuff like that. I will give you McCourty.
No, y'all had names.
Yeah, we had names.
Even though they weren't like superstar names.
I would say that our defense always had more names, but our offense did. Like Chris Hogan, Danny Woodhead. These are Rex Burkhead. That's what I'm saying at least. But like that's kind of like the equivalent on the Chiefs defense.
No, DE said once again, Miles stay in the quarter the jackoffs because they don't have the elite QB that Joe Flacco. LOL. That's the problem with the Ravens. Maybe you're just getting old. Yeah, honestly, and that might be it too. Like, because I'm thinking like when they had Joe Flacco, this team was elite. But again, I get it. They had a completely different defense.
Their defense
was stout, and yes, it was.
This was a defense that would go into New England.
Yes,
that would be the one. Like as a kid, I remember I'd be like, "We're gonna have to play the Ravens in the divisional," and then, boom, it would be like a buzzsaw. Terrell Suggs was talk shit the whole game, and then he would talk shit after the game because they beat us and we got booed out of the building.
Yep,
that defense was nasty.
Yeah,
Ed Reed, Lewis, Suggs. I mean, it's not the same, but yeah, I don't know. This Ravens team, I think, is just they are who they are.
Brandon said Chiefs defense is so good that the refs throw random offensive pass interference flags every time a team drives down the field on them. No, facts, and I'm glad we all see this too because I'm like, I watch this. I know we talk about it, but I'm like, dog, we're not even being haters. This is blatant. Like the what was it? The pass interference against the Saints and the Vikings.
Same thing, yeah.
That man, he didn't even get a chance to even talk. Like he didn't even target the ball. He targeted the receiver, and it wasn't called.
Yeah,
that's what we see in the game.
And they're very blatant. And like, I don't think it's going to change. I mean, it's getting to the point now where I'm just like, it gets me so worked up that like, I couldn't even imagine if it happened to like against the Patriots. I would like blow my lid.
It's generally to the point too where it's like I feel like I can't even talk to a Chiefs fan because I'm like they won't even hear what I'm saying. It's like, oh well, you're an Eagles fan. I'm like, listen, fam, we shoot ourselves in the foot with all these calls that we're getting. Mm-hmm. We do it to ourselves, and I'll be the first one to tell you. But no other quarterback is getting calls like this.
No,
this man goes to the ground. And it's a roughing the passer.
Yeah.
I'm like, dog, he didn't even come on, bro. I'm over here wilding out. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm over here tweaking.
And guess what? It's gonna happen again this Sunday. There's no way.
Okay. All right, D. I may have to skip out on that. He says, shout out to the blank of the cracker of the week, Ronnie, for liking only Boston teams. And then Brandon said, not just Mahomes either. Happening all over the field. It's ridiculous, man. Like we're not even playing football at this point. I generally like whenever I see the Chiefs on TV, I feel like it's now we're downgrading the game more so to two-hand touch. So
it takes a lot for me to not want to tune into a playoff game, but like I saw the Chiefs and Texans and I just like rolled my eyes. I'm like, I
gave them a chance until it was what 10 what was it 10
to
14?
Was this before halftime?
It was after halftime because Joe Mixon scored that touchdown.
And it got to a 1-point game, didn't
it? And then the Chiefs scored again, and then I think that's when the calls started happening more, and then I was like,
They definitely ramped it up. No, it was towards the end. I went back and looked at some of the highlights.
Yeah, at that point, I just was like, all right, I can't watch this anymore because now we're not even. I mean, come on now. I guess like you're hoeing the Texans.
Yeah,
they don't even have like. Their offense is already disgruntled.
The only people I could think hate the Texans are like fans of like the AFC South. I honestly have nothing. I really like the Texans. Right. I think they're cool.
And I was going
like, good for them.
And you know, and this isn't really to put down the Texans either. And I will get to you guys' comments in a second. Because they were calling for an upset that Texans were going to upset the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I was sitting there like, what? I was like,
there was no evidence to provide that besides the fact that the Chiefs Mahomes hadn't thrown a ball since Christmas, so people were saying that he'd come out rusty.
I was like,
I mean, they weren't sharp, but I didn't see it.
I was like, bro, they don't have anybody offensively. No. Are we watching the same NFL game?
Maybe this team with Diggs and this team with Tank Dell and like a fully healthy receiving core, possibly. But
Right.
yeah,
Um. So Brandon also said Chiefs players are bragging to Nico Collins about the refs not flagging on him holds. Oh my gosh, yeah, the Chiefs fans are literal brain rot.
yeah,
DE said, yes, Ronnie getting the same treatment I did watching Brady getting away with BS as a Steelers fan. Y'all were dogging the Steelers too.
that's true.
And
Yeah.
I was going for the Steelers
That's
too, and
true.
to see most of the stuff y'all was getting away with.
No, there's something I could look back on it. The Jesse James catch. That I mean, I don't see how that's not. That wasn't a touchdown. I'll be man enough to admit I don't.
I was. That was.
I wasn't controlling it, but it was one of those like that's probably how Chiefs fans are. You look around, you're like, damn, what the fuck? You're like,
oh yeah, okay. They don't see it.
Yeah,
they don't see it.
Yeah,
until like they look back and it's like, wow.
Yeah,
and then they'll be surprised that I'm like, wow,
this was happening.
Yes, they got away with it. They got away with murder in broad daylight.
They did.
Brandon also said some flags happened in the regular season matchup as well. We were just talking about the Bengals matchup with the pass interference.
Yeah,
but they also committed a penalty defensively with their cornerback wasn't called. And DE said poetry at its finest.
There we go.
That
poetry.
Yeah, that was and then Brandon also said fumble return for 6. Nah, you touch Mahomes.
Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah. We gotta call that one back. Damn.
Lord.
Yeah.
And then DE said at one point there was a chance for the Texans, but the NFL didn't allow it.
That's true.
And then that's why when we were talking about our predictions last week, it's like, who does the NFL want to see in the Super Bowl? Because I'm pretty sure all of our answers are going to be like pretty much the same. We just don't want the Chiefs in it.
Yeah.
But
the NFL definitely wants the Chiefs, and
marketing.
You would say the Eagles because the Eagles have, to me, a bigger fan base than the Commanders. So
I feel like if Washington or Philly gets in, we're just going to fall. They're going to fall short of the refs at that point.
Yeah, 100%.
And Braden also said 3 teams didn't score 31 points this year: the Raiders, the Patriots, and the Chiefs. Yeah, one went 15-2. That is that is a good point, because we were literally talking about how is this the most ass team.
They brought up too if games that were decided by 1 point were flipped, and I think the Chiefs ended up with like 6 or 7 wins.
Chiefs,
yeah,
none of their all their games were close, but it was the refs bailing them out.
Yeah.
And then Brandon also said Chiefs couldn't score 20 points on the Chargers this year. The Chargers. I mean, in no disrespect, they had a very good season, but that defense wasn't. The
Texans just dog walked them in the playoffs. I mean, yeah.
Come on now. And then, Sean, when the Eagles win, y'all taking it all the way. I'm gonna be real, Miles. I live in real life. I don't know, bro. I'm gonna be real. We're not playing good offensively. Jalen's nursing a knee injury. AJ Brown's not getting the ball. I still got out of APB on Devontae Smith because the game prior he had like 6 catches. I don't even know what he got. Jahan Dotson out there probably wishes he was in Washington right now.
Talk about him getting the what game did he get the first touchdown in? Was that yeah? I texted him. I said, "What the fuck?" I said, "God, dude."
Jahan Dotson.
Jahan Dotson with a touchdown.
Jahan Dotson probably wish he was still in Washington because he would have got the ball. He went to the rival team and been doing cardio for like 19, 20 weeks straight. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Go back to the comments. DE said they literally had Caitlin Clark and Taylor Swift in the same room, the 2 most pop culture females on the planet, the Chiefs winning. And I noticed that too. I was like, how did Caitlin Clark get up there? And the WNBA hates her for some reason. Well, we already know the reason.
Yeah, we don't have to get into
that. And then Brandon said it's funny because the way the Bills beat the Chiefs, scoring 31 plus. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No one wants to have that conversation on the no-name defense other than Chris Jones.
Yeah.
But, oh well. The Chiefs about to lose, and that's what Miles said. And then Brandon said, I'm still shocked Al-Shair got punished more than Rashee Rice did this season.
For killing, or not, I shouldn't use that word. for hitting Trevor Lawrence, yeah, it was higher than for.
That is a good point because we were going on about that. How that brother got a slap on. He was still in the pending case.
Yeah.
Hey, come to practice.
He would have not gotten anything against him if he hadn't got hurt.
They still we call that. They still let him play. They let him play football in that joint. If it was George Pickens,
no, he would have been gone.
Let Zay Flowers catch something like that. Let someone on the Ravens. Let Jamar Chase. Let DK catch something real quick with his attitude, bro. Let anybody else, and this is not even a race thing. I'm just profiling players with bad attitudes.
Yeah.
This isn't even race. I'm just profiling bad attitude players.
Supposedly NFL's golden boy, Tom Brady, got suspended longer than he did for deflating footballs.
Oh, Brett. All right, let me not.
What?
I was going to say Brett Favre and the whole the
other thing with Brett, yeah.
Yeah. No. Oh crap! Who was it? Bountygate.
Oh, that too. Yeah. Same thing.
Bountygate. That's what I was trying to say. Shout out to the Baseball Hall of Fame. Yo, they are like inducting a lot of.
Ichiro's going in.
Mm-hmm.
CC Sabathia, Billy Wagner. Yeah, good list this year.
And then Brandon said, no angry letter from the league about Rashee Rice. Part of why Brady over Mahomes.
Looking, a lot of people are saying that now. Looking back,
I mean,
it's like the lesser of two evils. I know they're not both loved, but
so I mean, honestly, I was just tired of y'all dominating the league. I was tired of losing to y'all when we played against y'all.
Yeah, that's.
And I'm again. Well, I know Devin let you know, but the Super Bowl. But other than that, but like, I was just glad. I'm like, wow, this team is finally human.
Yeah,
that is all I really wanted because y'all were running the league for well over a decade.
Yeah,
I was sick of seeing it. But it was straight up. Brady had less and won more.
Yeah,
same thing going with Mahomes, but this team is only having their hand held the entire way.
I really do wish. Obviously, I'm glad I'm a Patriots fan because I got to watch all that. But looking back, if I was like a third party team, I would love to be able to compare like New England and like Kansas City. I know you kind of did with that, but like, which one's more hated? I feel like Kansas City by. I think they're getting way up there.
A country mile.
Yeah, I think it's not even close anymore.
It's not even like I didn't genuinely hate the Patriots. I just hated the fact that y'all were dominant.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, who the hell can take this team down? But y'all had an unstoppable offense that no one could really adjust.
People get hurt and they throw someone else in and it works. It's plug and play. Right. Everyone just does their job, which is their moniker.
But this team, it's more hated because they're blatantly getting.
It's dislike. They're just dislikable.
And then Travis Kelce will come out in left field making like all these crazy comments, but I'm like, bro, you didn't really have a great season yourself, and you were like this whole entire season, you were really thinking about hanging it up.
Well, then he started yelling at everyone about like, well, we would never throw that game to get the Bengals out of there. You guys are idiots and all this stuff. Like,
and I would
trying to be Mr. High Horse. Like, that stuff is...
Yeah, and I would play the Bengals in a Walmart parking lot.
Oh, I mean, I know they're like the king of like the if, ands, and buts situation, but I know if they were in the playoffs, they would have made more noise than like Houston or, Denver. I mean, any of those teams. But
DE also said maybe Notre Dame should hire Kareem Hunt as a kicker.
Oh, man.
We went there.
They did miss that field goal, so maybe they need help in that department. But.
And then Brandon said, so Chiefs can make random guys perform.
Yeah.
Until you take Mahomes out, and then the random guys go 38 and 0.
Yeah.
So that being said, talking about the two teams, and we'll start.
Just throw the predictions out there.
I mean, obviously, if it were up to me, it'd be Buffalo, Philly.
Oh,
just in spite of Kansas.
Yes.
But in all reality, I don't know if we'll beat Washington. Will we? It really depends on how the offense plays. It's gonna be close.
I made the mistake of not taking them against Detroit. I would take them against Philadelphia. I think you guys might come out flat, and I think that's like a grave mistake.
And honestly, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
Saquon got to beat the record. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be real. I think both sides. Saquon needs this. He has never been to the Super Bowl. He's one game away from the Super Bowl. We as a team, if a few guys are gone, but this is essentially the same team from the Super Bowl run, different staff. I mean, who wants it more? Yo, I just pray to God we get out of this game. I just pray to God we get out of this game because honestly, I'm laughing now. I'm gonna be tweaking later. Yo,
it's not gonna be good.
Sunday, y'all might not see nothing to me Sunday. Y'all might have to catch me Monday or Tuesday or something, bro. I don't know, but
it's gonna be, yeah.
But in all honesty, it's gonna be a game. Obviously, I'm gonna go with Philly, but it's gonna be a 50-50. Truly, Kansas City, Buffalo. Obviously, I want Buffalo. I want Josh Allen to bury this man with a golden shovel that people thought John Cena was burying other guys with. Get that golden shovel that they said John Cena had at his age.
Yeah.
And bury Mahomes, please.
Find it, or Triple H even said Triple H had it before that. Yeah,
when he buried it. Come on, bro.
He was Booker T, WrestleMania 19.
Okay, so he actually had that.
He did have the golden shovel.
So he need to bury, please.
Yeah, apparently went from Triple H to Cena.
Oh my goodness, please, bro. But we'll see how calls go. The only thing is, this isn't really the best defensive team in Buffalo.
I agree.
Due to injuries. I mean, they've made it this far. It was a very close game. Luckily,
it was.
Mark Andrews dropped the 2-point conversion ball, which gave them the lead. I mean, but they got out early.
They did.
Josh Allen has literally been running through brick walls for first down. So
it's hard to say because like the comp is. I think Josh Allen's going to play better than Lamar did in this past game, but like. I don't think it stacks up very well for Buffalo.
No, why did Brandon say Moss and Edelnut?
That was Moss's nickname for Edelman. He said that was like the first time he ever saw him. He said, "Hey, Edelnut."
It did. Brandon, you mean Brady with his 50 random white guy receiver Hall of Famers?
The undrafted lacrosse player from freaking wherever.
My God.
Yeah,
that's what used to piss me off because he ended up getting a 1,000-yard season Pro Bowl. I'm like, bro. I never heard man in my life.
Danny Woodhead would be standing in the locker room, look like he was stoned, and he'd go out there and rush for like 130. I'm like, how do we do this?
Have me sick. And then Brandon said whole game was going to be whether this Bills offense can score 31. At this point, this whole game is going to be determined on who gets more penalized.
This is going to pain me to say this. I'm going to be rooting for Buffalo. I mean, obviously, it's pretty clear.
Finally, this man root.
I genuinely have to.
We are going against the odds.
Someone said that in the comments of it was on like some Patriots forum thing, and they were like, "Yeah, I'm going to root for Kansas City because I can't root for Buffalo." And someone was like, "Do you know the biggest threat to the Patriots' like whole legacy from the last 20 years is Kansas City? Because if they three-peat, then it's like, oh, the Patriots weren't even that good."
Ooh.
Yeah, there's a bigger issue at hand. I'm going.
So Brady's 7 rings don't even mean nothing because he didn't three-peat.
Yeah, that's what they're going to say. That's what they're going to say. Because even Stephen A. started on that bullshit. Oh, well, Brady never won 3 in a row, so when Mahomes does it, then he's the GOAT. So I'm absolutely... God, it would probably make me burn on fire, but I would wear a Josh Allen jersey if I had one.
Yo, we are moving gang affiliated against this matchup. Yo, we are rooting against the
any means necessary. I need the Chiefs to go down.
The Chiefs are the true op right now.
No, here's what I want to happen. I really do want you guys to win, and then I want Buffalo, and then I want you guys to be Buffalo because I want them to follow the show. No,
I get it.
Perfect. Perfect. Because like Buffalo would be like, it'd be like grabbing like the brass ring, and then it just gets raised up and they fall. And then next year they like don't even make the playoffs. Like that's what I want to happen. I think it's even worse.
I get it. Oh my god!
It's like, he finally gets past like Mahomes and like goes to the Super Bowl.
Look,
falls.
So honestly, I genuinely think that Buffalo, Philly, or Washington, Buffalo at this point has more of a storyline than the Chiefs. Because they 3-peat, but I'm gonna write them off because we don't like them at this point.
Yeah, it doesn't matter now.
They're getting every call, and it seems like they're gonna go back regardless of what season.
Yeah.
So honestly, I would genuinely, for storyline purposes, I need Buffalo to win.
Yeah. Philly Buffalo would be perfect.
Yeah,
But
it wouldn't be. Would it be absolute cinema? Or maybe
it'd be
peak?
close to it. I think.
It's between peak and absolute cinema. I don't think it'd be absolute, but
I
maybe.
think the storylines would be absolute cinema. I don't know if the game itself would be absolute
Oh no,
cinema.
I think the game would be like a snores fest, low
Yeah.
key.
I
I'm
don't think it
not
would be
gonna
that
lie.
good.
I
Because
think,
you guys would come out flat. Josh Allen would get a touchdown. You guys would
yeah,
get like a field goal before the
yeah.
half.
Oh yeah, yeah. That would be a
I could see the
snore.
script.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the game would be
It's
horrible.
no, it'd be absolute cinema though, because you would have dudes going through tables, and then
Right.
Philly would be like, it would probably, yeah.
Right, like Josh Allen. Ooh, this would be a rematch from last season when we beat them on a walk off
Oh, I forgot about you guys
touchdown.
playing them last year. That was before you guys fell off. Respectfully,
Wait till he finds out we still fell off.
you guys never got back on the bump.
All right. So DE said, "Well, here's the thing, Rodney. Buffalo beat the Chiefs earlier in the season. It's easy money on picking the Chiefs because the NFL wanted the rematch."
Yeah, that's a good point.
Brandon also said the media already started reading the script about how this may be Mahomes and the Chiefs' best season yet because they got it done with so little. DE also said, I'm also choosing the Eagles because of the Super Bowl color theory. And
Yeah.
Brandon said 2 outdoor teams playing in the Southern Indoor Stadium. Where's the Super Bowl being?
Oh, is it Arizona?
Oh, yeah.
Is it
Again?
Arizona? No, it can't be Arizona, but no, because it was just in Arizona, wasn't it?
It was.
Oh, it's in New Orleans. I just talked about this with someone
you
yesterday.
did. No. I think you.
Oh, was it the podcast?
Yeah. I think it was like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. That's
New Orleans. Oh yeah.
it's in
Okay.
New
So
Orleans. Yeah.
Brandon said, "Ooh."
I was trying to remember the logo, how it was themed, but yeah. Listen, I don't know. Man.
Two outdoor teams playing indoor. Honestly, I think that game would be better because they wouldn't have to worry about the weather conditions.
Honestly,
I
yeah.
mean, because and honestly, that's a good thing because are these games being played in snow again?
What?
Philly.
Oh, this weekend?
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be cold here, so I'm assuming, I don't know if a cold front's coming back around. Let me see what the it'll tell me right here.
Miles said Bills, Eagles win. Why do I feel like that would just be a boring game overall? I don't know, probably because we start slow.
Bills, Eagles?
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, I don't think it's got pop to it, but
no, because what I'm thinking about at this point, I don't even think I even care anymore. I just don't want the Chiefs.
Yeah, no, I get that.
I was just literally thinking out loud, like, okay, we would start mad slow. Saquon would get the ball, then we get 2 yards in a cloud of dust.
Yeah, that's true.
And then, I'm sorry, but that run that Jalen had against the I'm struggling.
The Rams?
Yes. That was tough.
I might not have seen
you
that.
didn't see
I
that?
don't think I did.
Bro, he broke a tackle and Ronnie, you low-key.
I'm gonna find it. Oh, my bad.
Bro, low-key haters. And then DE also said, low-key, my boy Sean should make the drive to New Orleans if the Eagles win. You know, that really wouldn't sound bad by how my job is right now. We had MLK Day. Why do you jokers take my personal time for MLK Day? Yeah, we'll talk about it. And then Brandon said, if the Texans had made a 1 seed, they probably played indoor games throughout the playoffs and then driven down I-10 to a Super Bowl. Oh, yeah. And honestly, again, I truly wish that the seeding was different because I honestly wish that the Chiefs would have played either the Bills or...
Yeah. It worked out for the Chiefs again.
Yeah, so that's why it's... So our Super Bowl prediction, man, I need the Bills. I don't know what...
What do I think is going to happen? I think it's going to be the Commanders and the Chiefs. What do I want to happen? Bills, Eagles. But we'll see what happens. Because I think there's a storyline there, too, with Mahomes is going to go for the 3-peat, and then it's the up-and-coming rookie. I think they have a storyline to build off of that, too. But I think that game would probably suck.
My thing is, does Jaden Daniels perform like he did against these two teams?
I mean, I don't know what... I mean, I counted him out a couple of times under the he's a rookie kind of stereotype, but he doesn't play like a rookie or throw like a rookie or at all. So I mean, I think that's the way it's just going to go. I think you guys will come out flat. Washington will take over. I think the Chiefs I think the Bills will probably play better than the Chiefs, and the Chiefs will just end up getting bailed out again. So
I genuinely think the Chiefs are gonna just get their hand held for 4 quarters.
probably
If anybody even dares to touch Mahomes,
it's not gonna. Yeah,
your head's just gonna have to be on a pike.
that'll be the day.
Mortal
Yeah.
Kombat style. I'm sorry. Brandon said, assuming they won anyway. Coincidence that at the end of multiple Chiefs games this year, teams couldn't snap the ball correctly anymore. He brought up a point I just remembered. Do not let this game go into OT. Because remember the OT blunder? Who didn't get the ball back but had the ball the entire time?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man. There's just too much evidence that just points to this being just a whole sandbagging team. I mean, we genuinely could go on all night about all the evidence that we have about all these teams, or just that team and all the plays. Yeah, the overtime. Oh, I hope this team doesn't go to OT.
Oh yeah, that'd be preferred.
Bucks should have gone for 2.
Yeah. I do agree.
But no, we just gonna hold Baker and not let him touch the ball. And
yeah.
Now, are they gonna go over the overtime rules again? I mean, I think they said a while ago that they would look at it. I don't know if that was.
Or I don't know. I mean,
making stuff up.
What's the last time they? Well, the last time they touched it was for, you can kick a field goal and get the ball back.
Right.
And then the last time they touched it before that, I think, was to eliminate multiple overtimes where you could tie, which I still don't like. But I do think that both teams should have the ball.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, but I do. It just cuts down on yeah, I mean, if your team is the one that wins, then it's cool. But if your team's not the one that wins, it's damn, you couldn't get one more shot.
But the thing is, with that whole overtime game, it didn't even go over because when it winds down to a certain time where it's next team wins, it didn't even get to that point.
No,
it was literally they were just winding out the clock, and it was next score wins, but the team never got the ball.
Yeah.
So I'm
I don't know how that. Yeah.
Right. Even winning the coin toss.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah. Super Bowl.
But fingers crossed for the right teams to win this Sunday. And by the right teams, I mean just not the Chiefs.
If only us or the 49ers would have beat this team. Well, honestly, I believe that is all we have for our. See, hold on. Can I? Okay. Yeah, I think everybody talked about it. There's a lot of Chiefs fans making burner accounts to talk shit nonstop. I'm really not surprised that this franchise has become more of a degenerate dumpster fire than Philly, and Philly has really gone downhill. They think it's funny till you dox them. It's just immaturity at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, that just shows you that that city is just peaked. They don't really have much going on for themselves, and since their team has won 2 Super Bowls? No, 3 or 2?
3.
3?
2 back to back,
and then 1 against. What was their first one?
They lost to Brady.
Mm-hmm.
They came back. They beat they beat you guys, and then they beat.
Was it 49ers?
49ers. They beat the 49ers twice.
Ooh, yeah, that's true. Ooh, they had Jimmy G on that team. Ooh,
yeah, they beat the Jimmy G.
Ooh, no wonder why Debo was tweaking. Yo, I remember that comment now.
Oh
okay, because I remember he said that. He was like, oh, yeah, he gives them nightmares. I'm like, I would too.
Twice. Yeah, twice. You were stuck on there twice.
Twice.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, that was.
You want to hear a conspiracy theory? Yeah, go ahead, bro. Let us tell us, and then we'll go ahead and end the pod. But yeah, that honestly makes a lot of sense why Debo was bugging against losing.
Because he's been through it. Him, Ayuk, Bosa, Fred Warner, all those guys, yeah.
And then they try to spin the block, and they what a time to be a 49er fan.
Yeah.
But yeah, that whole fan base is just because I know you showed me that video with what was going on with in Philly. But honestly, we to this level, what they're doing, it's, I mean, yeah, it could be 1A, 1B, but it's horrible. So Brandon said Titans and Chiefs hate Stroud being good last year. Oh yeah, because they're the new threat. If he's a new threat, um, Chiefs sent Snead to the Texans for a pick, and he is finishing up his
Okay.
thought. Yeah, because then who else? Because you got Ravens, Bengals. When Chiefs need a wide receiver, the Titans sent D Hop over to them. Okay, so let me recap. Titans and Chiefs hate Stroud being good last year. Chiefs sent Snead to the Titans for a pick.
Mm-hmm.
When Chiefs needed a wide receiver, Titans sent D Hop over to them.
Okay. Yeah.
Aziz tackled somebody, and now he's probably going to say which got him suspended. So he's actually not done. I'm actually rushing it.
Oh. Okay.
So that's my fault.
No, you're good. I'm caught
Um,
up on what he's getting at though. Yeah.
and then Titans' former and current staff ruled on Aziz's decision.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Keep Aziz out of the Kansas City regular season game. So ultimately, that was just built to, well, in Kansas City's benefit. Chiefs assistant GM just left to become the Titans GM.
I did see that. Yeah. There's like a there's a
What
there's a
the
weird that's a weird
hell?
connection though. I didn't even think about it until it was all just kind of laid out
Well,
there.
I didn't realize it was
They
that
did
deep.
that many business. Like I knew Snead was traded, and I forgot about D Hop coming from the
Huh?
Titans, and then yeah,
That's mad
that is
weird.
weird. There's a lot of some weird connections there.
That's a lot of coincidences. Quote
Yeah, it is a
coincidences.
lot. Yeah, all in that amount
I
of time.
I did
Yeah,
not. Well, holy shit, that makes sense. Because at first I was like, what? Like it helped Tennessee at the time because I was like, okay, on paper this team looks better
yeah.
than it did last season. And then he said, why would the assistant go there if the person they were was dealing with was fired?
It's a good point too. That's weird. That is weird.
And and then best friends with someone whose job you take. Yo, Brandon is on to something.
I like the thought process too. That I mean, I that's
Well,
thinking outside the box. I wouldn't have thought of it.
well, because I'm the normie here who's just reading the report,
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
didn't realize that there was a
It's
whole
like
lot
that
of
deep.
stuff going
Yeah.
right. And then he says sus moves by ownership groups is my guess. So, oh, because well, did we ever talk about management? I want to say that we did at one point, but it makes sense as to no Titans get the number one pick. Ain't that some?
Oh,
Ain't
it's
that?
even
Yo,
yeah.
that is crazy.
Huh.
Ain't
That is weird.
sneaky tank season. Yo, bro, where'd
Huh.
you get this?
Talk to us.
No, that. Well, honestly, yeah, this is the short that I'm just a sports normie because I just read the
Yeah.
reports and that. But no, for real, I
No, that
just
is weird though.
well, because at first I always thought it was weird how they traded. I was like, why the Titans of all teams? But it helped the Titans. But
Yeah.
then you send D Hop,
Over there.
and then now you have assistants going over
Assistant GM is
there.
going to be the GM there with the first pick in the draft. There's like four
So,
coincidences in like one season, pretty much from like last off season to now.
and then he also said Raymond Foster, who rules on the Aziz appeal, works for the Titans media team.
Huh.
This is just opening my mind because
Yeah,
now
I'm
I'm
a
sorry.
little confused.
Well, now because I'm trying to think, it's like, what is all the other underlying deals and stuff going
Yeah, I mean, like
on?
it's not. I'm not saying it's confusing, but yeah, it is crazy.
No, no. Well, it makes sense because this happened, but it's like now we actually have connections to how
Exactly. Yeah.
it has been working for them while ruling sus. Huh.
This is yeah. There's there's some connection somewhere.
No, this really just opening my third eye. So now, oh, okay. So what are the chances that um Calvin Ridley or any moves that might be made. I guess should we watch in the draft?
If there's more, well, now see that's weird though. So like when the assistant GM from the Chiefs is going to go to the Titans, so like I wonder, is there like, I mean, I know it happens all the time, but I guess I've never asked this question. Is there like some commingling uh verbatim in the contract to where like you can't do certain things, and like maybe he has friends over there and he would help, send like a little something extra to the Chiefs, or he would give them like an extra, that's weird, isn't it?
Right.
I don't know. That's strange.
Because to my knowledge, I know that we don't really know the ins and outs of how these contracts work.
No, for sure. Yeah.
Because I know, like, we just only find out the information when we like find it out.
Yeah.
But like, I know like the reporters and people, they know like more of like how these
The ins and
deals
outs of that stuff.
are
Yeah.
structured. But I mean, it makes sense because most of their moves went to the Titans and vice versa, and assistants. I'm like low key speechless.
Yeah.
Because yeah, it's a lot of coincidences, and
It is. I
basically, well, obviously the moves are approved by Roger Goodell.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So would he know of anything, or
I mean, the theory with him is that he's been helping them for all this time anyway. So I don't know.
oh, we're so cooked?
We are. It's like a deep rabbit. It's like a conspiracy theory. It's like we have like a whiteboard up here next week with like all the different
Oh yeah, we're gonna have the red
pins that
lines.
connect. Yeah, the red lines.
I mean, at
That kind of some FBI kind of stuff.
I mean, at this point, oh, there's more. Oh my god!
Oh wait,
there's
there's more.
Oh Lord, no, because I'm genuinely baffled. I mean, it makes a lot of sense, but I'm still trying to wrap my normie brain under or over what's going on because you know how normies are.
That's how it is. Yeah. Listen, we just trying to make it happen.
He said every player the Texans signed from the Titans lost off season got suspended this year.
Huh. Yeah, that's crazy.
Every player the Texans signed from the Titans last off season got suspended this year. And D saying, now here's a guy, Brandon.
now here's a guy. He's trying to tarnish Mahomes' legacy.
And now he said Autry and Aziz.
Did Aziz?
He was suspended.
Oh, he's been with Houston, right? Or he didn't come from anywhere. I don't think.
I think no, he was with.
Was he with Tennessee?
He was with Tennessee, and then he went to the Texans.
Okay.
And then he got suspended.
Damn. Oh, he did come from Tennessee. I forgot about that. Okay. Sorry, I'm like in the middle of this real quick.
No, you're good.
But no, that's a weird theory.
Mario Edwards played for the Titans 2 years ago, joined the Texans this year, got suspended. That is true because Mario Edwards Jr. Because I do remember seeing him.
Yes.
Last year, and seeing him how he was going to work out with Will Anderson Jr.
I did. Yeah, I remember that.
And then got suspended. When the Titans players got suspended for the same things this year, they appealed and the suspension was lifted. Was D-Hop ever? No, he was injured, I believe. Who got suspended on the Titans?
Was it defensive?
Maybe.
Wait, was it this year or was it last year?
I want to say last year because I don't remember anybody getting. And I somewhat vaguely remember talking about that. And he also said Autry left suspended, Arden Key suspended, lifted. And D said, shout out to Massage Watson. Now here's a guy that looks very Cosby-like. No, that's foul, dog. Because I was just talking about him last week and how he re-ruptured his stuff. That's foul. That's mad foul.
Now here's a guy.
Oh man. Okay. Yo, that is crazy. Browns rebuilt the Texans' entire franchise with one trade.
They did.
Word. Well, Brandon, definitely appreciate you with the conspiracy theory. We also have a conspiracy theorist in the chat, Derpy Entertainment. So we will definitely appreciate y'all for cracking these codes because I did not expect that at all. But I'm glad that you brought that to light. So now I will actually pay attention to that now.
100%.
It sounds so bad when you list it all. No, literally, but it's like I don't want to sound like Lethal Shooter, but I understand it.
I understand it now.
I understand it now. But no, like it literally makes sense. So Roger Goodell. Oh, now okay. All right. Well, I definitely appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all as well. We're running a little bit over time today, but decent. Now here's a guy, Sean, that likes to fly like eagles. He's very KSI like.
Oh
sorry, he said sorry, not sorry, bro. I don't think I've ever listened to a KSI song.
No, I unfortunately, against my will, through like Instagram Reels or something. Yeah. Well, because I'm like, this thing sounds like ass. Who is this? And then it's
Oh.
Yeah.
And you had to stay around for the ticker to show you too, so you actually had to listen to.
Well, and like sometimes too, I'll watch a video and it's like it looks funny, and then I'll like put the sound on, and I'm like, oh.
Oh man.
Also, shout out Florida 7069W.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. No KSI music here. You don't like it.
Mackay, Becton gonna sign. Oh yeah, he will. Yeah, we'll re-sign him. We'll definitely re-sign him. I'm pretty sure it's getting to the point where Lane is going to retire, and we need some help with Jordan Mailata.
I haven't kept up with him this year. He's been solid.
Giving up some sacks, but for the most part, it's been all right. Except for last game where we let everybody on that damn defense.
It was like a door. It was like, come on in.
Literally, like who didn't get a sack? Come on down now. We free as hell right now.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think he'll resign. But without further ado, we appreciate everybody for tuning in. Thank you, Brandon, for stopping by and chatting with us, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Appreciate that.
DE, appreciate you as well. Miles, thank y'all for coming by. And Miles, we did not talk about your team as much today. That's just a dumpster fire I'm gonna have to address later. That run blocking though, no, for real. Yep, that's why we'll bring him back because Saquon is here to stay. So we'll, if anything, we'll make sure that O line is bolstered and hopefully give Jalen enough time to throw the ball away to our guy and not the other team.
Yeah, he needs to make some good choices.
And then DE said, "Now here's a guy, Ronnie."
Now here's a guy.
But we will definitely be back next week. We will have both games to talk about. Both AFC and NFC championship game. Any news that will happen in baseball, hockey, college basketball.
We also have not covered the Dodgers, and I don't even think it's worth covering them. I don't know if you've kept up with them, but they've signed like every human being that's ever picked up a baseball.
Yeah,
just breathing. It's okay. We'll talk about them a different time.
Well, obviously, guys, I think we all need to do the same. So I don't know what y'all do in y'all spare time. I suggest y'all get a bat and start practicing.
Yeah, because you might get paid, even if it's $1 million, you might get $1 million to play on like the minor league team.
And maybe just end up getting traded to some other team.
Yeah.
And DE also said he's very much spoiled brat that supports Boston. Yeah, he called you a spoiled brat.
None of the New England teams are doing good anymore, so
I think it's just forever going to be the hate for the Boston.
What if it's just like a curse of all 4 teams until I'm like 70, 80 years?
No, I don't think that'll ever go away. You might have to be RIP, and even then you'll get a pass.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, it runs deep, bro. It doesn't. Bro, get the old heads out there. The 60, 70-year-old guys, they'll tell you. Man, they used to scrap in those stadiums. Ain't nothing free around there. They used to get
Oh
down.
my
They was throwing hands. Yes.
Out for blood.
Yes, bro. It did Bridges said Dodgers have signed that NL and AL All-Star team. Yeah,
Yeah, pretty
literally.
much, yeah.
Yeah, they literally signed
They
everybody.
were like, our bullpen's probably like a B plus. That's not going to work for us.
Lord.
We need to throw some more money out there. I don't know. It's to the point where I just, yeah.
You win a chip and you start just throwing money.
Yeah.
Lord. Well, we will be back next week, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with more updates and more laughs. Definitely appreciate everybody coming by today. And lastly, D, you said Seinfeld voice. Remember, kids, what's the deal with Deshaun Watson? All right. And on that note, oh my God. On that note, we appreciate everybody stopping by. Thank y'all again, and we will catch y'all next Wednesday. We're out of here.
See ya.